No, they were representing a lot of really good anti-Azami options, but yeah.
What if you just Azami'd better? Unfortunately, is actually a real thing. I have verbatim been told you need to Azami more in this matchup, and I don't like it, but what can you do?
Mhm.
I've gone so long practicing not doing it that I have to do it again.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Uh,
moving on, we've got Pepto versus
let's go Pepto.
Panic River. So, yeah, Pepto's a name I recognize. I've seen them around a lot, play them a bunch. Panic River is
New to
new
me.
to
Good
me.
to see.
Yeah,
I love the new blood.
I love
Oh,
seeing you, but like, it's great that even though this game's really old, um, it's great. I just love seeing people, honestly.
hard to dislike, right? Always more people to fight, more friends, potentially.
Yeah, we're seeing like
Oh,
making good use of this Ram Wrecker pressure so far.
yeah. This pressure, this is, I feel like, deceptively, or I mean, maybe not these days, but like back when I was starting and there wasn't that many Ram players, I always felt like Ram was way. Granted, I'm biased. I learned the game against the arm,
Fair enough.
so I was getting thrown into the deep end as you do. But yeah, I love seeing people represent Ram's stagger pressure being like as good as it is. Like it's not, amazing. It has answers, but it plays on the fact that you might not be perfect, and I like that. I like that stagger pressure relies on that because it shows like interaction more between two pairs. Just a bit far not to get the crouch combo.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of the time, a lot of like the good responses aren't necessarily easy, especially in like the
Or
heat
in
of
your
the-
favor.
Yeah. So
It's like, oh yeah, just put yourself in mortal peril to maybe be right. You'll do that, right? Oh, the
and in-air
laser.
Calvados.
Yeah, I guess that roll. I actually didn't realize that didn't have as much time as I thought it would. I thought Pepto would be fine to do heavy deaths. Learn something new every day. Probably could have only
Maybe
done a safe jump.
maybe like slightly overdashed it or was
Or
expecting
wait,
the wall slump. It might have been like just
yeah, hold
either
on.
it looked like it
Actually,
might have wall slump.
I was gonna say, do you remember if there was a wall slump? Because if so, that was
I
it.
don't think
The
it
wall
did. I
slump
think it landed them right in front of the corner, so they didn't wall slump.
Really? I don't know that. The knockdown should have. I mean, what do I know? I'm no MILLIA player. Regardless, good stuff for Panic River. Pepto's not out yet, but
Yeah, and like we're
yeah. Oh,
could have
first
been
to first.
awkward
Okay,
bridge there, but
just a little bit of a flub. We take those.
we get the mix.
Okay.
No combo,
This is the
lightweight.
confirm. Yeah, a little bit too fast for them.
I like the jump
Okay.
out of the overhead there.
Oh, 2S. Yeah, or was that 2? I can never tell the difference. Hey. Ram's one of those characters like I know what I'm looking at, but I don't know the button associated to what I'm being seen.
2S is the one that flings it upwards. But yeah.
They look the same to me. I'm not gonna lie. Nice throw. Good old 4H mash. Missed the disc.
No, but one thing I haven't really been seeing Panic River do much is actually set the swords. And I'd imagine part of that is just because MILLIA is so fast, they're not nearly as much of a threat, but...
That's, I'm not sure. That is definitely something to consider in the matchup. Oh god, he's getting so much mileage.
Yeah. Like, 2H is really tricky to deal with if you're, like, not being kind of careful with your movement, because it is just such a big hitbox, and especially against someone like with paper thin defenses like MILLIA,
It'll crunch, yeah, it'll
2S
crunch that damage really easy.
will, like, probably just kill you.
Yeah.
Especially on counter hit, right?
I've been hit by that by Chip and be like, oh, it was a good round. GG's.
GG's, yeah. So
Good stuff from Panic River.
yeah, no,
I
like
think something I wanted to bring up actually regarding the sword set in that matchup. I think you're not wrong that sword set definitely isn't as valuable in terms of like controlling space with an active hitbox, but I think it like once you know the player is good enough to start going for it religiously, you can kind of plan around like, well, you're gonna go for it, and if you don't go for it, you're still going on a set path. So I just plan for like you'll either be here or here because that's most likely what you're gonna be doing, and it's up to the person on the other end to be like, oh, you're like planning for my route, so maybe I need to change my movement and let the sword rock once in a while and just go straight for you.
Yeah.
there's that like interesting dynamic you have with the other person on the side of like, I know that you know, so I'm gonna not. Speaking of that, this is also